So, welcome to this Monday morning. I was given a book by Dan at Christmas all about, it's like a beautiful diary. Like, look at that. And it's all about the moon. And I have to say, I'm not, I've never really been into the moon that much. Um, and I don't like to get too woo with the stuff that we do, if I can avoid it, because I don't want to put people off. And there is like a super skeptical part of me that's still like, really? I think it's just the way I was brought up. But what I am absolutely loving about this is the intentions that it kind of helps you to kind of go, oh, I'm going to borrow that and spend a bit of time thinking about those things. So yesterday was the new moon. And I wanted to share what it says about new moons because a lot of what we do here um, kind of ties in with some of the stuff you would do if you were living by the cycle of the moon. And the other thing about moon cycles that I remember learning a while ago is if you don't have a period anymore, you could do this a similar thing that you would want to do during your cycle, but use the moon instead. It's just, it's like this is the time to be exuberant and doing your stuff. So that might be when you ovulate, and then the times when you need to be kind of resting would be around new moon. So you could borrow this whole, like, it's a natural cycle in the sky that you can borrow to sort of just live your life by if you wanted to. Um, so I'll read what it says about the new moon. So it says, a blank slate, a quiet beginning. The new moon marks the start of a fresh cycle, inviting you to plant the seeds of your intentions. This is a time for clarity, setting goals, and envisioning what you wish to manifest. So, literally, what we do every Monday. Like the dark soil cradling a hidden sprout, transformation is already underway, even if unseen. So I thought that was pretty beautiful to share. And then the moon that we're going into, well, we're in it now, is called the snow moon. And it's like it says this moon arrives as we begin to feel the first stirrings of nature, and green shoots tentatively push their way through the cold ground. So again, it's that idea of what is the seed that we're kind of planting right now. And that can kind of support us through the next sort of dark months of winter, so that by the time we get to spring, we're feeling a lot stronger, we're much clearer in what it is we're trying to achieve. Um, so that when we get to spring, we actually feel like we've nurtured ourselves during winter instead of being like, oh my God, it's January. We need to be straight in with the goals. We're going to get all our shit sorted by the end of the month. And then the other thing to point out is today is Blue Monday. So it's the third Monday of January is the day that everyone goes, "Meh." And I totally noticed it this morning, and then it dawned on me, oh, it's Blue Monday. Um, so yes. The other thing that this book shares is what, because I didn't know this, people say to me, oh, when were you born? And I'm like, the 20th of March. And then they'll go, oh, so that's Pisces. So what was your moon under? And apparently there's like a whole star sign system that goes on in the background that I didn't understand. So that kind of sometimes you might notice your energy is going different directions. And now that I know what I know in this book, it always seems to tie in. So like yesterday, I got this huge surge. It's New Year, it's the new moon, and I got this surge of energy of like, I need to get some shit sorted. And I finally sat down and did my tax return. Um, but doing it yesterday, the day before Blue Monday, I'm like, oh, that was a very sobering experience. It's not quite where I want it to be. Um, but it was, yeah, it was aligned with the fact it was a Capricorn new moon. And that is the energy. You're going to go in and try and sort like a few really important things out, so that you can go in with fresh information. And sometimes the biggest kindest thing we can do for ourselves is to look at the hard stuff. So, and I know both of you are doing this a lot at the moment, um, but it's the kindest way through, isn't it? It's like, what's the next step? Oh, well, I'll probably feel better when I understand, this about my divorce or this about the finances. Or, I've collected people that are going to support me with my children, that kind of thing. So, with all of that in mind, the kindest thing I want for us to do today is to return to compassion. So, whatever you're feeling this morning, however you feel after the weekend, you know, really, you can have great high weekends of doing some really cool stuff and still wake up feeling like, oh, that was a lot this weekend. So we just return to compassion. We'll go into the Magic Clubhouse as usual, borrow that energy and just fill ourselves back up because that is the best thing we can do on Blue Monday. Okay. And then, as usual, we'll connect into what we are hoping for ourselves. And it can be the smallest little seed up to like you can see the whole vision. Connect into what feels good for you, and then we'll script it out. Okay. So come to your comfortable seated position, closing your eyes. Taking a few deep breaths down into the belly. Exhaling and just softening the shoulders, relaxing down the sides of the neck.